Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading, in particular, mystery reading number 773. Before getting into this reading, chances are that most of the people watching this video are not subscribed, so if you are a reoccurring viewer, you enjoy my work and would like to help support the growth of my channel, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. My current goal is 500 subscribers so I can have access to offering channel memberships. But I'm currently just focused on the milestone of 200 subscribers. So if you do decide to help me out with that, thank you very much. And the last thing I want to say is if you are interested in my psychic and spiritual services, I am currently offering live chat sessions, written digital readings, and a program called the myHCS program for those of you who may struggle to afford these types of services. I'm taking request forms and applications for the business week of June 9th, and the deadline for those submissions will be June 6th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're interested in that, check the description box down below. So I felt really called to show you this card. It says trust with a bag of money and the number 777. And I thought it was interesting because in these last few readings that I've been recording, two of these stand out. Trust and 777, because trust, I feel like in these readings recently I've been saying trust yourself, trust the universe, trust the process, and then the number 777 is definitely significant. If you feel called to watch that reading in the future, mystery reading at number 777, this is your confirmation. And there was a little money bag there, so maybe someone here needs to trust. There's maybe some sort of trust here, or something that you're learning related to money. But again, only take this if it resonates. I felt called to show it because I accidentally saw it. That's why I started speaking slower when I was talking with that intro, because I was distracted by the bottom here that I saw by accident. But starting with interpreting the number 773, the number 7 for me is about learning, wisdom, expanding your consciousness. Maybe you feel called to grow as a person, and that helps the universe grow, I want to say. Whatever you're learning, whatever lessons you're being presented with, I feel like all I can say is trust. Trust the lessons, trust when you feel guided, especially if you're feeling guided or led by a focus on your emotional well-being, your mental health, your emotional stability, or your stability overall, especially because we did, that little money bag there. But it's okay if it resonates differently for you. The number 3 is about healing and communication, self-expression. It's also about expansion and growth. I really feel this energy of growing and expanding not only your consciousness and helping the universe expand and grow, I want to say, but maybe something outside of yourself. There is a focus here on growth, and also self-expression, communication, being honest. If you want to attract honest relationships, you have to be that honesty first. I feel something here about being a magnet, and whatever energy you put out is the energy that you're going to attract. If you're dishonest, you're going to attract dishonest people. If you're a hateful person, you're going to attract hateful people. But if you're a loving person or you're honest, you're going to attract honest and loving people, but it's more so about being honest and loving towards yourself, or, you know, making sure that you set the right standards for yourself to attract the right people. How you treat yourself is how you will allow others to treat you. So be careful with how you speak to yourself and just how you treat yourself in general, because you deserve more and you can have more. You just have to give yourself more first, like energetically, maybe in a less material sense. I do feel called to show you this, by the way. Z's with some clouds, sleeping, dreaming. Maybe The Walking Dead could be significant for somebody. But adding up these numbers, 7 plus 7 is 14, and 14 plus 3 is 17. 1 plus 7 is 8, and that number is a sign to let go, knowing how truly connected everyone and everything is. I believe that loss is an illusion, and whatever is lost can be replaced, but not like in a hollow, superficial way, but in a way where even when there's bad days, bad outcomes, there are still good days and good outcomes to look forward to. Maybe it's important for you to develop a healthier perspective on life, being open to both the lighter aspects and the darker aspects, instead of just completely rejecting the darkness and, you know, expecting life to only be, you know, all light and peace, instead of expecting life to be easy all the time. And it's okay to want that. I mean, I think naturally as humans, any living being wants that. They want peace, they want a safe home. But you also have to be realistic and make room for when things are not so peaceful and feel a little uncertain or unstable. Maybe this is a good opportunity for someone to learn about their strength and how deep it really goes, or how deep it really has the potential to go. Whatever you feel called to let go, the loss is temporary. The pain that comes from that is temporary. That's the beauty about, you know, change being the only constant in life. It's not, it can have like a bad side or a side that we don't like, where change, you know, you just want to relax, but it can also have a good side where, you know, I think the best way to put it is like, good things or bad things are just as temporary as the good things. Maybe that could be a helpful perspective for someone. But I'm going to start wrapping up this reading by drawing out, let's just say a couple of cards from these index cards, just to see what comes through for you and maybe how it's related to 773. Learning, communicating, healing, growing, building. I just heard costruire, which I do believe means to build in Italian. So someone's ancestors, they're really encouraging you to build something. It says, I feel like I'm really struggling right now. And that's exactly the kind of energy that I'm feeling. Someone here who is feeling like they are just suffocating in darkness and negativity, and it feels like there's a hyper focus here on loss, which makes sense. But you need to allow yourself to focus on what there is to gain as well. And maybe even be a little more open-minded about what exactly is going to replace the loss that you are experiencing. Maybe it's going to be more emotional and mental rather than material. Or it could be material, because we did see that money bag in the beginning. I do feel like there is a general message here to be open-minded, because I think that's what's going to help you focus more on what there is to gain through this loss. Stay patient with yourself while you're trying to understand what there is to gain as well, because some losses are just so painful that it's really hard to focus on, like rationalizing with yourself. And when you're struggling to rationalize with yourself, that's when you need to give yourself space to express, to feel, and to process. It is a process.